Tabula Rasa reviewing comics. Here are the categories that I'm going to rate it off of. If I like it, it gets a star. If I really like it, it gets a star plus. We got today's comic through Comixology, not sponsored. And today's comic is going to be Misfit City Volume 1, written by Kurt Lutzgarden and Kiwi Smith, art by Naomi Franquiz, colored by Brittany Peer. It was released back in December 13th, 2017. Now, the summary reads as follows. Smothered by her backwater hometown and frustrated by its 1980s cult movie fame, The Gloomies, have you seen it? It's a real classic, you know. Wilder is pretty sure she's seen everything Cannon Cove has to offer. She's desperate to get away from home as soon as she can and move on to bigger, better, and less annoying things, even if that might mean leaving her best friends behind. But when Wilder discovers a centuries old pirate map, she may find out the real adventure was in their tiny town all along, and they need each other to get to the bottom of it. It's a rip roaring adventure written by award winning screenwriter Kiwi Smith of 10 Things I Hate About You and Legally Blonde, and Kurt Lustgarten, and illustrated by Naomi Franquiz. So I'll be honest, I did not read the summary from the website. It got 4 stars. So, most people do like it. Now, here are my views. It was clearly heavily inspired by the movie Goonies. You know, the one with Sean Astin as a kid. Clearly, small town, big legend, finds a treasure map, and mystery. Right? So, hey, nice throwback. So, let's get to the categories. Category 1, color use. I like it. The style is established and mostly consistent. It changes with the difference in environment, so it helps establish locations very well. So, Brittany Peer, you get a star. Characters. Well, it has characters, and all the characters have different personalities. But I wasn't really sucked into the story by the characters. I mean, I didn't have a problem with the dialogue. It didn't do that thing where they try to appeal to the young kids using their vernacular, so that's always a plus. Though I realized once I finished reading, I don't remember any of the characters' name. So I give it a star. Barely. Panel use. So a lot of rectangle panels and the occasional trapezoid. It is repetitive though, but it does match that simple art style by Naomi Franquiz. So that's good. The characters are expressive. At least they don't have the same face in every panel. So it works. Not the most creative, but it works. So it gets a star. Now, the theme and execution of it. Well, it's a mystery, but it goes by quick. We have a group of friends, and they have like a page to establish their characters at the beginning, and then it moves on from there. So it goes by very quick. That's mostly women. Okay, doesn't really make a difference to me. But as a mystery, I don't know if it has enough of that mysteryness to it. But overall, everything else was kind of executed very well, so it does get a star. It does hit the notes, but although just barely. So, and not to mention it's only volume 1, so it might get better. The plot and execution. The story is interesting enough. You have a group of friends that find a map to search for treasure. Like, your standard 70s cartoons where they find a mystery, like Scooby Doo. They even have the dog, like Scooby Doo. But this adds a sense more of realism, at least a bit more realistic than the 70s cartoon. Though I don't know how long this plot will last. I'm only at volume 1. So are the remaining volumes going to go over the same treasure? I don't know. The pacing was very quick. I personally like a little bit of build in these stories, especially for mysteries where the build is part of the fun. And if the build is too quick, there goes the fun. So it does get a star. This story gets 5 out of 10, or this comic, I should say, gets 5 out of 10 stars, meaning that it was good. You can recommend it if you like. It is enjoyable. Like, I'll read it if it was on a coffee table kind of reading. It is a simple comic. Doesn't seem to be too deep. They don't mess around with anything too much. But a question that you might have is, should I keep reading it past volume one? I don't know. That's up to you because that's your thing. I know I personally won't. Not because it's bad, it isn't. It's just not my jam. So those are my thoughts on Misfit City. If you like my content, do everything that the YouTubers beg you to do. Leave a comment. I don't delete comments, but first I gotta get comments to do that. So enjoy and thank you. Oh, and one more thing. Some of you may be wondering, hey, why is half the page blurred? I can't see the comic. I can't read it. Oh, that's terrible. Well, for one thing, people did work hard on it, and people do publish these sort of things for a reason. So, you're not getting a free ride out of trying to look through comics at someone else's work without paying for it. You want it, either get a Comixology account or something and use the subscriptions. They do have a pretty big library, or just support it by actually buying the book itself. Right? Usually ebooks are cheaper. So there. Thanks. Bye.